All right, Tim, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the groovy, super great, sensational, top-notch, keen, smashing, glorious, divine 50th episode supercalifragilistic extravaganza.
It's gonna be lit.
All right, so it officially took me, 50 episodes to come in and actually host something, and we decided with the 50th episode and where we were coming from that a chance to kind of reflect back to where we were and what we've done. And what we got here is 9 of kind of the founding Wildcat Weekly members. So whoever wants, just talk about like making like the weekly grind of doing weekly. What is like some of the things that the hardest things, maybe some of the best things that we've done. So whoever wants to jump in.
Take it away, Steffens.
Well, it can be very stressful. A lot of times we're put under a deadline. Most of the time things get done unless Timmy's messed around or whatever, but...
Or absent.
That's a good one. Who's 10?
You know, over the last 2 years, I've had a lot of memories.
The blast?
Yeah. Okay, guys, I mess up my speech a lot. It happens. We're just going to roll with it.
So what, go to Osberg. Osberg, you started back at the beginning with one and quiet little shy guy to...
Yeah,
like,
a lot of stuff's changed since then.
What's been the biggest thing that you've...
I definitely have become more outgoing, for sure.
Okay.
So.
And what about like trying to meet the deadlines and dealing with the class? Ben's
I think at first meeting the deadlines was a lot harder than it is now, only because like it's kind of became more routine. Like everyone, you know, if one of us is hosting, it's kind of more just comes more naturally to everyone than it did at the beginning. And I think that helps us a lot, not really having to think about it as much.
Right, and that's where we started. Was kind of the hosting was rough, and then Megan.
If anyone's going to talk about rough hosting, we got to go to Sam.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back to that. We got some segments coming up. So, okay. But I think we went to an adjustment with Megan in Brooklyn. Yeah. And then everybody, I think, having one person who was comfortable kind of came in and stuff. So, but the class didn't start that way. We went with, we started from a tiny little room, and Mike Galloway, who is a sophomore now at OU, one of the founding members, sat down with us. And so let's check out the video.
Check it out.
Okay, we are here with Mike Galloway. Hi, Mike Galloway.
Hello.
Welcome back to Mayfield.
Thank you, thank you.
So how are things with you?
They're going well. I'm a sophomore at OU. Just completed an internship with Disney World.
Oh, wow.
Back in town for a week, and then they're shipping me back out to school.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about the first DMP class here at Mayfield.
The first DMP class, I signed up for it in 8th grade. It was going to be my freshman year. Maybe I take that back. Flip that. I believe it was 8th grade was my first year. And I remember we all took it mainly because Boak was coming to the high school.
Yeah.
It was a lot of the older basketball guys that had already been playing with them, and I had talked with some of them too, and everyone was like, yeah, Boak's coming. So we're like, yeah, let's take it. And it was great because we were in basically a closet in the back of the school next to the exclusion room. And when we first started, I want to say it was 3 weeks before we actually had a camera. Some of our first assignments was go online shopping and find out which camera we should be buying.
Oh my God.
So that was like assignment number 1. The first ever was go on Amazon, go buy a camera.
Wow.
So that's what we did. A lot of really kind of experimental stuff, which was a lot of fun because there was really no wrong answer to anything. We were figuring out what it was that we were able to do with the limited stuff we had.
Right. Well, you guys really started out the program. So tell us about the first show here at Mayfield, the Mayfield Spotlight.
The first show, probably, I think you guys make one every week, is that right?
Yeah.
I want to say we made like maybe a segment a week.
Oh my gosh.
Like it was a very, very slow process. If you did like a side by side of like your guys' opener to our opener, like ours was literally just like a title screen. It was like this giant green block, and then it had like 2 like I don't even know how we made that part, but it said Mayfield Spotlight or something like that. Kindergartner could have made that. And then it was me and Alexa Gowrie. The first one we were just walking around the classroom. I remember the second episode we were like trying to be creative with some like flowery tree outside. So I was like hanging out of it. We were like climbing. It was honestly just us making nonsense up and just seeing kind of what stuck. We were just throwing it against the wall and seeing what was going on. And it was a lot of fun. It was great. And the other thing though is nobody watched it.
Okay.
It was because it was the first episode. Nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
Teachers didn't even know about it. And then from there, we were just like, okay, let's see how fast we can start spitting these out. And while I was still there, we were never going a week a show.
Yeah.
That was never a thing. But it was really very experimental, is what I'll say.
All right, so what you see is kind of a polished, mostly polished, a final thing that we try to do. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of red faces and maybe sweat on the brow and embarrassment, whether it's during the making or after we have to watch it when we realize other people are watching. So let's show people or talk to people about what was the most embarrassing thing over the last 50 episodes that you would say. Take it away.
All right, so Tim, walk me through this process of catching a football. I mean, we got to see you in probably our first blooper video, miss the ball about 8 times, and I know that there were about 17 times that weren't put in there. The person throwing the ball must have gotten very frustrated. Walk me through what was going on in your mind.
I mean, you could tell the person that was throwing the ball was very frustrated due to the miscellaneous face shots and other body parts that were injured during the making of that film. I took several footballs to the face, and it was very painful, and I really could not catch it to save myself.
It was Kevin who was throwing the ball. Who else had embarrassing?
I think we all know that Miss LaPiccolo had a very embarrassing first take. Sam, you want to walk us through that?
But monumental, though. It changed the hosting game.
It did.
I don't think that's necessary to talk about that. It was my first time hosting, and I blame Michael Cook.
Why?
Okay.
Because he's not here to back himself up.
Can anybody do an imitation of Sam?
No.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPiccolo, and this is Wildcat Weekly.
Please don't hurt me.
There was something going on.
But that changed the game. What about Ben? You have any?
If someone wants to think of one for me, I
Oh,
honestly.
you're just so perfect.
No, I'm not saying that.
Well, Alex over here isn't too perfect. He doesn't know our teachers' names in this school. Tell us about that one, Alex.
No, we were at the middle school doing our first live production last episode of the year last year, and I called Mr. Bright Mr. Airbar, and of course we didn't have retakes on that, so
So we were live.
yeah, that was that.
I can back you up on that one. When I was interviewing our assistant superintendent's name, I totally forgot it altogether.
I didn't know that.
So that was an interesting time, but we recovered.
What about Megan? You've probably been hosting more than anybody in the room, so.
Well, I get embarrassed. That's the problem.
I mean, I'm on screen a lot, but I think the most embarrassing was when we did the Halloween episode, and I was Lady Liberty, and there was like a lot of like outtakes on that one. So.
Or if you want
Takes that were not shown.
Yeah.
For
the public to see.
Or if you want to go to YouTube, she will teach you how to drive a tractor. Now would that be the most embarrassing?
That one's probably the most embarrassing.
We'll put a link.
I think we need a quick disclaimer for those watching at home.
You can check that out if you really feel so compelled to.
All right. Jake, Steffens, most embarrassing.
My most embarrassing?
Yeah.
Well, one of the days when I was hosting, I know you guys know about the old segment called The Poll. It took me about 15 takes. It took me about 15 takes to say the word poll correctly. 15.
Which
at
word?
Least. The poll. The poll.
Sounds
At
like
least
you're
15
saying
times. Yes, at least 15 times.
Okay. All right, good. So, and then we have some clips. So here's some of the more embarrassing moments. Let's watch them.
Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Wildcat Weekly. I'm Michael Cook.
And I'm Samantha LaPiccolo.
Let's get started.
Alex.
Thanks for tuning in to Wildcat Weekly. Let's go football. In the great words of Shahed Eid, let's go football. Okay. This week's sport. Wait. This week's sports. Okay. All right. Go. Shut up. Okay.
Wait. And we're about to leave, and you know where we eat. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Or calling the number on your screen.
Thank you, God.
And then I'll just look at you.
She just stopped.
See, I can't do this.
Just say it's fine.
I don't remember it. Like, I
Just
can't. I have to look
pretend
at
we're
the. Where are you throwing it to?
You did it for good.
For a lot of unique opportunities to. Ah!
Hockey team lost to West Chiaga this Tuesday at the Quicken Loans Arena. Oh my God.
The wrestling team wrestled well at the Olentangy Liberty. That's actually wrestling team. Same well. Okay.
Last Friday, your Wildcats took on the Madison Blue Streaks in weather similar to the Wetlow.
Sports report.
And I'm Timmy Carlisle.
Come on. All right.
Before break, Tim was able to. Okay. Before break, Table was able to.
Table?
Oh my God.
Every year we take it upon ourselves to, I don't know, to set goals for the new year. Okay.
As you may know, we had 2 lovely snow days this week.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Friday was a bit of a disappointment. You guys split this up.
No one said that.
Oh, you were
Yes, I said it. What? I forgot. Friday was a bit of a disappointment. Why?
I said I had last time.
Oh my Lord! Off at the Okay. But that means I have to match the pettiness.
Powder puff is back.
Sorry. You need to catch up with Coach Pino about the game. I'm gonna keep looking at
Am I in the shot?
We're all just.
Does it look good? Like the fan is like.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. It's 37 to 30. No! That was so good. Thanks, Kev.
All right, now let's go off embarrassing, get away from embarrassing and go into like some of the segments. We've had recurring segments from Word of the Week, 30 Seconds of News, Tim's Top Tips, Senior Year Bro.
Sports reports.
The sports reports. What, talk about, let's start with Word of the Week with our 2 guys on the end, which I think would be probably the biggest coming out of your shell moments. So how did that come about?
Ben actually.
Yeah, Ben just kind of started the whole thing, and we kind of just. We did the first one, and we just went from there.
Yeah, just kind of took off, became a. Kind of took off from there. I became a fan favorite, and I don't know how many we did. A lot.
Do you know what I mean?
Probably like between 15 and 20.
Yeah, something like
I think it
that.
was like 17 or something.
Yeah.
One of our most recorded segments.
Yeah.
I broke it.
I know most people would be shocked, but Tim actually broke something. It's a very.
Yeah, all right, I fixed it. It didn't break. It just.
You would think that the equipment.
It's Tim Day, not.
Yeah, you would think like the equipment and the computers and stuff were the biggest expense, but it's actually having Tim in the room. By far.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
People like to leave, like after high school. People want to leave their mark. Tim has really left his mark in sporadic places around the campus.
Especially on the football field.
Ladies and gentlemen, the roast of Tim Carlisle.
It's supposed to happen.
Oh, did we make him cry?
Oh, bleachers and lockers and Tim is.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Tables.
This is.
Table is something.
It's gonna be crazy, bro.
I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of peace in sun's peace of mind.
What did you do?
It's hard sometimes. Yeah, I think about the end just way too much. But it's fun to fantasize on my enemies who wouldn't wish who I was. But it's fun to fantasize. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride.
Okay, and when we talk about embarrassing moments and skits and trying to have fun and kind of push the envelope and stuff, I think it's really been kind of cool with Wildcat Weekly where everybody's kind of got together and become, it's almost like a family. Everybody's from different kind of, I hate walks of life because we're all from the same community, but different groups of people with different interests. And it's just over last year with the first group with us and then you guys returning, it's just kind of like a family, kind of a fun place to be. So, and one of the byproducts of Weekly has been just things we're proud of, whether it's something we shot that's just fantastic, that we're really like, this is great, or it's just something maybe emotional or coming across something that's a little more sentimental. So let's talk about those. And whoever wants to start, go ahead.
I know my most proud moment, I made a video for a former student at Mayfield who passed away. His name was Brian Corey, and he was handicapped, and the school dedicated a tree to him outside of the school, and his mom was there, and there's a big group of kids. And I made a video for them, like the actual dedication. And after she sent me like a letter saying how emotional it made her feel and all that, and it was really cool to see how happy she was about the video.
And it's just it's simple as one video. It just made a difference to someone. And I know she was like, she said something about like she knows her son's memory is going to continue to live on, and it's kind of a whole new generation of people who didn't know him, which is pretty cool. So who's next?
Well, I did the My Choice Mayfield video, and that was like a big responsibility that I had to take on. But it was a really cool experience to have to work on something that was such a high-profile kind of video, and so I'm really proud that when it all came together, like working with people and working with all the schools, when it finally came together, I was really proud of that.
That's cool. Next.
I've always kind of liked the more like creative side of things that like Weekly lets us kind of explore. And like Sam and Alex were saying, I was kind of doing the word of the week, and then like I did some of the snow day skits last year, the Tim's top tips this year, and I think it's just like it's really good to in the senior year, bro. Like I don't know, I thought it was just fun to come up with scripted stuff, funny stuff, more outside the box, rather than just stuff that's going on. Anyone else?
Yeah, and it's really those kind of videos that show the community what we're doing and what's going on around Mayfield. That's why I really liked when we interviewed Kayla Hoover, a student at the middle school who was a cancer patient at the time, and we had fundraisers and grabbed the attention of pretty much the entire community, thousands of viewers. And it's just a really nice opportunity to do something good for someone for once and use our media focus on the internet to grab some of that attention.
Yeah, with Kayla, I got to do the interview, and I think it might have been the first time I ever did anything, but I really wanted to be part, and I know Kayla's still battling. I know I think March she's having her surgery, so, Kayla, we're thinking of you. We're really honored you to come in. It was pretty cool to meet you, so hopefully everything gets better and gets better quickly so you can enjoy high school and take my class and stuff, so. Who else?
I think my most proud moment was the sports reports, and I kind of just started doing them because I figured it was the least amount of work possible. And I already went to the sporting events.
He's not lying.
I already went to most of the sporting events, so I knew the scores and the outcomes and whatnot and how good the teams were. So I felt that it fit my personality and I could do a good job at it. And then Tim kind of jumped on board with me, and I think that we did a good job at it. So.
Good. Whoever. Ladies first.
I think my most proud video was the Powder Puff preview and being able to do it with Bogue. Yeah, did a really good job on that. But I think one of the coolest things we did was our Giving Thanks video, and giving teachers gift cards and whatever, just teachers that we think helped us a lot. And then we surprised Boke. He had no idea we were going to get him stuff. We caught him off guard on camera. And he does so much for us that he deserves stuff, you know.
Stop
so I think it was nice doing that.
Stop it. Next, you talk.
My proudest moment's probably the football playoff video. Start off simple. You know, Bo just mentioned to me, hey, you know, maybe we do football playoff video for the playoffs, obviously. And,
it's not just a catchy title.
Yeah. I just created it just as something, you know, just something to have. They ended up playing at all the playoff games we went to and ended up breaking Mayfield's social media record history.
Mm-hmm.
I think it got like close, like what, 10,000 views or something.
It was
like
in
that.
like 4 days or something like that.
Yeah,
It was,
blew up within a few
everybody
days,
was
and
sharing it.
It was pretty sweet how many people saw it, because if you look like comments people shared, is from Mayfield alumni, family, and friends all across the country. So it's pretty sweet.
So for me, word of the week, probably easily one of my most proud things, just because of how popular it got. And you know, we would go to elementary schools and stuff, and we would get recognized, and it's a really weird feeling to have that happen to you in high school. But I mean, I was surprised with how popular it got, and it was really cool to just be a part of it.
Definitely, like as you guys said, that working together for the past 2 years kind of has brought us together as a family. So I mean, my most proud moment is really just kind of getting to work with all of you guys. I mean, different videos here and there.
Yeah.
Like I know I've worked on one.
I
video.
said I wasn't going to cry.
I've worked with at least one of you on something, and we've really did a good job together over the past couple of years, coming together as a family.
Mm-hmm.
I love you guys.
Is that everybody?
That's everyone.
So, and then I think, Jake, you put this together?
I did put it
So let's watch the video.
Check it out.
Check it.
I choose Mayfield because of our sports teams.
I choose Mayfield because all the teachers are really nice.
Honor to kind of finish up one of our final episodes as the year goes out to sit and interview Kayla Hoover, who you've seen Kayla's name on T-shirts and basketball games and so many different things. And I know people want to know for the first time, Kayla, is how are you feeling?
It's cold, but it's definitely fun going off those hills, man.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
The 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure.
There's got to be something that we're forgetting.
Luis! Oh, you guys forgot something.
And me. Oh, thanks, Luis.
So, all right, for our final segment, we want to put something together. I know we get in such a grind week after week of getting this done, and me being on their cases about getting things and using the time and stuff, that you almost forget that people watch it. And talking to Mrs. Euler at the board and talking to my boys who are at Millridge, they love it. And I know a lot of the kids love the show. And Sam mentioned that he was recognized walking through the halls. So it's kind of been kind of neat, like a byproduct of it, that we've turned into something that's, I think, part of Mayfield now. It's something that we just did, kind of an underground thing, as I think Mike Galloway talked in the video earlier, to something that's almost expected of us. And I know we have a whole new group of coming in, and there's a lot of more people than here, but these guys are the ones that have been the last 2 years, have been here pretty much through everything. So let's talk real quick. They talked about the being recognized. Megan, you had one story where you were recognized Where at was it a Target?
Yeah. Well, one time I was out shopping like with my family, and I just had like a young like girl come to me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's Megan from Wildcat Weekly," and it's like so strange when those kind of things happen because you're just like, "Oh yeah, that's me." Like, and it's so used we get so used to doing it here at the high school, so it's not like as big of a deal. But like when someone actually comes up to you and like recognizes your work, it's kind of cool.
Anybody else have?
And like,
Go ahead.
whenever we go to film at like the middle school or the elementary schools, the second we walk in the door, it's like, "Oh my God, Wildcat Weekly! Can we be on camera?" Like it makes
you feel like a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like I do.
I had one of my neighbors, one of the kids at one elementary school. I saw him in the neighborhood, and he said, "I'm coming to your house to be on Wildcat Weekly." Like it's filmed in my home, and we're
all in Mr. Boat's basement
yeah,
right now.
now.
You see this?
But you forget. Sam, you were gonna say something. Oh, you did.
Oh yeah, I just like he said, they all come running up to you, and like it makes you feel good. Like people like what you're doing, and like I don't know, you feel like celebrities, literally. You feel famous.
It's become a different. It's like a byproduct that you don't think about because you.
And I think
we're getting the video. Go ahead.
I think it's kind of weird, like, because I feel like, I mean, this is how I feel at least, that we're not doing that much. Like, you know,
that's true. I
the
agree
amount
with
that
that.
the amount that we're actually doing compared to the amount. Oh yeah, okay. The amount of work that we put in, the amount of like effort from week to week, it becomes such a like, you know, we're so into the grind that when we actually get recognized for it, it's so much more than.
We think about having to try to post it, and then it's done, and we're on to the next one.
Yeah, it's
we're like,
more-
oh, people are watching this.
Yeah, it's we get more praise than we're
We just
expected.
don't think about it. Like we don't because it's so routine. Like we just come to school every day, and it's not like it's not anything special. We do it every day.
Yeah.
It's routine,
I mean,
and it's.
Yeah, this is probably the only class that I don't mind coming to. Like, I
don't know if that's an insult to every other class, or I should be honored.
Teachers, but I mean, yeah.
But you're doing this for a career, though.
Well,
you
yeah,
want to go into
I
this.
agree, though.
I don't view this as a class really. It's just coming to school. I mean, okay.
Dr. Kelly, if you're watching.
Definitely one of the coolest
No
stories
filter.
to be recognized though is when we were out there filming the sports report and the guy in the maintenance truck pulled up. He's like, "Are you guys filming for Wildcat Weekly?" And we were like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hop in." And I just kind of got in the back of this dude's truck and drove off as we ended the sports report.
Kids, don't do that at home. Don't do that. Don't do that. So anyway, I'll tell you though, I do talk to my wife at home and a lot of these guys. I think I have the best job at Mayfield. I get to work with a lot of really cool kids and see what they become and what they're gonna do, and it's been awesome. It's been so much fun. So you know, we're only 50 in. We got some more. They got to get back to work in a minute here. So, but you know, it really. So let's see where we go from here. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope it was lit.
Goodbye.
What do I like about Wildcat Weekly? Well, I think there's nothing that I don't like about Wildcat Weekly.
I love seeing all my students on Wildcat Weekly make me laugh.
I like about Wildcat Weekly when you do the hula hoops. I like how you guys have a lot of good endings. They tell us about what's going on.
So what I really like about it is the energy you bring to it, the creativity you bring to it. I love the stories you do because I think it really highlights what's going on in Mayfield.
I like that it tells you what's going on in Mayfield. I like Wildcat Weekly because it's interesting and it has a lot of fun facts.
I tune in every single week. I can't wait to see what the coverage is going to be about. And I think it really shows the fantastic personalities of our students.
I think Wildcat Weekly, in a very fun way, gives people a little bit, gives adults an insight to what kids are like today. And there's so much good about young people today, and I think Wildcat Weekly probably unintentionally does that. So if you had to ask me what it really does, in addition to adding fun and humor and school spirit and pride, I think it does that for people who watch it as well.
And I like Wildcat Weekly because they show what they're gonna do in middle school.
It's allowed the students to be creative in highlighting all the great things that are happening within the district.
I love the spots that you do on the staff, you know, on the little tidbits about the teachers. I love the fun things you've done with the dancing.
When you catch Santa. I like how you guys have a lot of funny videos.
I think it's just like really cool how like they try to get everyone from the Mayfield community like into the episodes every single week.
You never know what's going to happen. I mean, you can have someone singing a song, you can have people dancing. It's really the unexpected.
And it really demonstrates the relationship that the students and the staff have here many times. And that's very important to me, not only as a person, but as a professional educator, as a superintendent.
I like how it's funny.
I like it because they have senior year row on it.
I like that there's a lot of humor in it.
The senior year row.
You see, people just interacting with each other. You see people having fun with each other, and I think that's what it's all about.
I'm very, very proud of the work that they've done. I see them every single week collaborating and thinking outside of the box. And, from the educational point of view, I mean, that's fantastic, but it's also they're gaining these life skills and they're having fun doing it.
Sometimes it's the best half hour or 20 minutes or whatever it is of my week.